Hey everyone, it's Mike with It's Pittsfield Tonight. I'm going to jump right into it. And, well, yesterday was our September 6th primary elections in Berkshire County. And as most of you know, because you went and voted, the two big tickets on that ballot were our Berkshire County Sheriff and Berkshire County District Attorney. And as I predicted and hoped for, Sheriff Bowler, our incumbent sheriff, won decisively by a massive margin a third term, and I could not be happier with that. And our Berkshire County District Attorney, Andrea Harrington, the incumbent, her challenger, Tim Shagrew, also won decisively by a large margin. And I could not be happier with that. And as predicted with that one also, and hoped for. So congratulations to Tim Shagrew, who will be our next Berkshire County District Attorney. He will be on the ballot for the general election. There's no challengers, so this primary was the deciding vote of the future of where we were heading. And all of you spoke up with a clear message. In the sheriff's race, you know, I gotta say, Sheriff Bowler is, and this is my, again, my personal opinion, but Sheriff Bowler, I am honored and privileged to know the guy. And I mean that. I don't say that about a lot of people, but that guy is as true as they come. He is one of the nicest, kindest, sincere human beings I've met. He's a giver. And he has given to this community. He loves this community. He cares about this community. And some of the things and a lot of the things that were thrown at him and his family during this election, not only were they uncalled for, and in my personal opinion, I mean, just deplorable. He handled it with such grace and never once viciously attacked back. He handled it like a true gentleman, and he definitely did. And I have so much respect for the sheriff. I can't express it enough, and I really do. So congratulations to Sheriff Bowler, and congratulations to Berkshire County for re-electing somebody like Sheriff Bowler to a third term. We're lucky to have him. And Tim Shagrew. Tim and his wife, Joanna, I have gotten to know them pretty well through this. And I consider Tim a friend. Him and his wife have been more than gracious to me. We've connected. And you know, it's funny, we have a lot in common as far as musical tastes. Tim's a big music person. And when the last time I was leaving his house, I glanced over at his vinyl collection, his record collection. And two of the albums on the top are two that sit on the top of my record collection, and it brought a big smile to my face. I really like Tim, again, for the same reasons. He didn't do this for power or this or that. He did this to give back to his community. He is a person who is so passionate about what he does. I love that. I love that in people. People who are so dedicated to what they do that they step away from themselves. It's not about themselves anymore. It's about giving back. And I could not be happier with the outcome of this whole election. I really can't. All of you spoke up and made it crystal clear. And I think after some of the things we saw in Sheriff Bowler's race, that message should resonate, that the community's not going to tolerate the dirty, nasty stuff anymore. We want to move beyond that. We want to heal our community. We want to grow our community. We want it to be a better place for everyone. And we want to see improvements. And the bully-style tactics need to stop. And I think they will. I think that was a clear message. So a huge congratulations to both Sheriff Bowler and our district attorney-elect. And I know that's a little early to say that because the elect title usually isn't until the general election, but I'm going to throw it out there now because he's not going to have any challengers. And like I said, it was a clear, decisive win. by a large margin. So that's that. Congratulations to them. That being said, many of you know me personally, and I've been talking to for the past month or two or three. I need a break. And I've got to make some decisions on what the future of It's Pittsfield Tonight is going to be. The past almost 5 years, I have dedicated my entire life to this. Every cent I've had, I've spent well over $170,000, $180,000. I built out the studio. I built all the cameras, the equipment. I did all of it. None of it is borrowed, loaned, financed. It's all, nobody else is involved in this. It was all me. Just social media alone, over $30,000 in the past 4.5 years. I've given and volunteered for as many things as I can, and it's been a rough road. You want to learn a lot about yourself? Put yourself out there and expose yourself. And that's what I did. I completely exposed myself to my community. No one asked me to do it. I did it. When you've all seen me that have been following me. You've seen me happy. You've seen me mad. You've seen me almost in tears on here. I don't hide it. I said it in one video. I wear my emotions right there on my sleeve. What you've seen with me sitting in front of this camera is the exact same person I am when I'm sitting here alone working on something. I put it all out there, and I learned a ton about other people, and I learned a ton about myself. The past 6 months have been some of the toughest times in my life. The past 6 months, I lost 3 of my closest friends and my father. It's been life-changing, and going to war with certain people, a war that I didn't even know I was in, has not been easy. A certain politician's spouse that has made my life a living hell, and that's not easy. It's not easy to tolerate that. I don't have a big money machine or people behind me. I know I get messages all the time. I got one yesterday saying that I was on the payroll of the Mazzios again. Well, if that's the case, can you call them for me and find out where I can pick up my check? Because I could use it. I don't know where people get this from. And to some people, I know they mean well. They'll send me messages when I'll post stuff on my personal page. And they'll say, oh, don't do that. Don't let them get into your head. Don't do that. It doesn't look good for you. I know how to handle people, and my skin is thicker than you might think. And I know exactly what I'm doing when I post that kind of stuff. Those are warnings to the people who are trying to mess with me. They're warnings. And what I mean by that is, not only will I call you out, I'll put it all right out there. You want to send me those type of messages and you want to be that nasty, and it's not all people. There's certain people, and I'll leave it at that. There's certain people who might have certain positions or titles. I won't tolerate it. That's that. And I know some of you think that that's kind of drama, and I get that, but I do know what I'm doing. But anyway, I'm going to have to make a decision on what I want to do. I don't know if I'm in a financial position I've exhausted my savings in almost 5 years doing this. I have everything I've done for businesses, for charities, for networks, for causes, for campaigns, I've never asked for anything in return. Thanks to all of you, I've done few fundraisers over the years doing this, GoFundMes, that raised a few $1,000s. It all went back into this immediately. But the past year or two, I haven't done any. And I don't know. I don't know where I'm at. And I'm not saying that it's the end of it. I'm just saying I think I need a little bit of a break, and I think I need some mic time, and I need to think about all this because, next year we have a mayoral election coming up, and names are already floating around, and I just, this is how I feel about it. I've said this a million times. It's one of my favorite political quotes of all times. The only time a politician ever tells the truth is when they call another one a liar. And getting into politics is like going for a swim in a sewer bed. I mean, you learn a lot about people. You take a situation like the sheriff or district attorney, those should never be political jobs, because they're not. They are not. Those are jobs. Those are, in my opinion, you need somebody like a Tim Shagru who has spent a lifetime studying the law. There's a level of education that goes behind it. There's knowledge and experience required. Take a job like sheriff. You know, there's same thing. You have to know what you're doing. There's a level of education and knowledge and experience that come with that to be able to do that job effectively. They're not political positions. Political positions are legislators, city councilors, you know, a mayor, where what do they really do? They get out there and they blow hot steam all day long, and they don't have to do anything. Some do. Most don't. They're not going to work as far as doing what like a district attorney has to do, has to prosecute, I mean, those are serious jobs with serious consequences. Or the sheriff. And I've been honored to meet his staff. I got to throw that out there too. I met so many people, especially last night. I had to go outside to try to compose myself and get a deep breath, because I'm a very emotional person, and I was overwhelmed by the amount of men and women that work for the sheriff's department that were coming up to me and shaking my hand and thanking me for doing this. And I mean, I had to leave. I started getting very emotional, and I just didn't want that to happen in front of everybody. Because that's what this has been for me. It's been that serious. I love my community. I love this city. I love everyone in it, for the most part. And I did this wanting to while I'm still on this planet. One of my last conversations with my father before he passed, and he told me, go get him, Michael. Follow through on this and then decide what you want to do. And I mean, literally, that was one of our last conversations. And I thought about that when all these men and women at that work for the sheriff's department were coming up to me. I thought about my father's words to me, and it was super emotional. So I left. I shook hands, I left, and it was happy, believe me. But it's come to a head for me where it's, wow, you know, it's been crazy. So I don't know, and I know I'm rambling a little, and it's a lot to say in a little bit of time. So I don't know where this is going to go, but I do need a break. And I felt it necessary to do this, because to say this, I didn't want people maybe in a couple weeks to log on and go, where the hell's It's Pittsfield Tonight? What happened? I didn't want to just vanish and disappear on everyone. And I'm not saying that's what's happening. I haven't made up my mind 100% on anything, but I know that mayoral race coming up, and I know I've talked about possibly running in it. I think you're going to see names that you've seen for years and years and years, and it's going to be dirty and nasty, and I don't know if I can put myself through that. I just want to see my community succeed. I'm not looking for power or fame or popularity or any of that. I would have stayed in the music business, and believe me, I'm going to start playing again. I'm super excited about that. For all of you that want to follow me as far as music goes, and that's those of you, I know there's a lot of you that didn't know that about me, which is kind of cool. But people that have known me for a long time, I mean, that's what I've done my whole life. I'm a former professional musician. That's all I've ever done. So this was I'm not a journalist, not any of that. Christ, I didn't even graduate high school, you know. I was out on my own at age 15. So, you know, anyway, it's the whole thing. So, but you'll be seeing me playing music. I'm sorry, I'm tired. I've been up for 2 days. You'll be seeing me playing music. I've got a couple bands that I'm excited to get working on with guys that I've known and girls that I've known, but specifically my friends Ed and Seth. I'm super excited to hook up with them and do a little bit of jamming and hopefully throw something together that I can get out and perform for my friends and family locally. That's the most important thing to me. And to all the local musicians that asked if I was interested in playing with them, I'm interested in playing with all of you. I'll join 20 bands. I don't care. Music is that important to me, and it's therapy and salvation and a religion to me. So you'll see me there. But as far as the future of all this, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It's been a great experience. I don't regret any of it. I don't regret it for one bit. But again, I didn't do this for self-gain. It was important to me to truly give back. To truly give back. And I knew that meant giving it everything and making none of it about me. And I sacrificed everything I had. There were weeks, I've said this before, I went without food and took my grocery money and put it into boosting videos. For businesses, for politicians, for charities, for all the stuff I've worked on. And I never said anything about that for the most part publicly because I didn't want people to think that I was boo-hoo-hooing and pulling the violin out. I did this. Nobody asked me to do this. I did this, and I will never regret doing any of it. So you won't see me in the next day or two. I might post some wildlife photos or something like that. But I am going to take a break, and I will come back and decide what the next move is, and I will let everyone know. I don't even know how many people even want me here doing this, and there's that side of it too. There's a lot for me to think about. So that is it for now. I care about all of you. I love you all deeply, and I mean that. I love this community. And today is a happy day for Berkshire County. Let's keep it clean. Don't disrespect the losers in this election. I don't even want to call them losers, but those who did not come out victorious, don't disrespect them. Not on here. Let's keep it clean and congratulate the winners, and let's move our community forward. So that's it for now, and I'll catch y'all in the near future.